Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Kenny Wallace Show. Why are the next gen cars bursting into flames, catching on fire? Boy, a storm is brewing in NASCAR right now. And here's why. Because now it's the championship on the line. You know, winning a race is a big deal. It gets you into the championship. But we all watched it play out at Darlington with Kevin Harvick, and he had had enough. Harvick was up to here with all the issues. So let's go back for a minute with this next gen car. I pleaded for all of you to be patient. This was a work in progress, and it has been. You know, when you go back through, I got some notes here. We watched the Daytona 500. Cars were having flats. They were spinning out into the grass. And then when the car's tires would go flat, the car was stuck on the ground like a turtle with no legs, couldn't get going. And they're like, you know, NASCAR's got to get that fixed. Then the next one was the rear end tow rods. You barely bumped the wall and it broke what they call the tow rods, right? So the theory is if the tow rods don't break, then something else has got to break. But you can't touch the wall with these cars. So that's another issue. Then another one I wrote down was early in the year. Remember, they was going to fine Penske Racing for working on the wheels. Well, you put the wheels on and they got galled up, couldn't get the damn wheel off. So right there are three items. We had the stuck in the grass, the tow rod, and of course the lug nuts. You know, you couldn't get the lug nuts. They were getting stuck in the guns. The wheel was getting stuck on. But here's what was going on. NASCAR has got their engineers and the teams have got their engineers. So together, you know, NASCAR said, okay, Penske, you're right. You know, the wheels needed more tolerance. You're right. This catching on fire thing, boy, I tell you, I know what I'm going to say is controversial. NASCAR is not listening. They're not listening. NASCAR is not listening. And here's why. The Herminator knows everything because I just know. Not that I'm a smart ass, I just know. So the bottom of this next gen car is like a turtle. I've said turtle twice. Is this car a turtle? It's got a Kevlar bottom. So if you look underneath a NASCAR race car now, it looks like an Indy car. It's super smooth. It's Kevlar. You know, Kevlar's this high-end name, big time. You know, all of us rednecks are like, that's Kevlar. Kevlar's pretty cool stuff. But Kevlar catches on fire. This Kevlar does, okay? So what's going on is the rubber from the tires, the rubber from the racetrack is getting inside on top this Kevlar. And the rubber starts catching on fire. And then it catches the Kevlar on fire. Now, it's been going on all year long. That's why Harvick is highly pissed and irritated, okay? So they all came up with this coating that you could spray on the Kevlar, and it won't catch on fire. They showed it to NASCAR, and NASCAR hasn't done anything about it yet. So that's why Kevin Harvick was so upset about it. NASCAR's known about this for a long time. They haven't made a move. And, you know, as I look at my notes, here's where the real issue lies. When you say, we're going to build you a car, like the next gen car, and you say all teams, you're not allowed to touch it. Remember the big YouTube that I made about Denny Hamlin's car? Put a piece of damn Scotch tape on the car, and they went nuts. You can't put a piece of Scotch tape on the car. What the hell? So NASCAR is all about not touching the car. Don't touch the car. Well, some bitches are catching on fire. And the teams know what to do to make it not catch on fire. And NASCAR's like, you know, they're not saying this, but they're saying, yeah, we know. So look, here's the cars that have caught on fire. Chris Buescher, Joey Logano, Chase Briscoe, and there's pictures out there all day long of Alex Bowman's car burst into flames. I mean, just burning, like, what the hell's going on? So, you know, when these cars are bursting into flames and the team's like, hey, let us fix it. And here's what Scott Miller said with NASCAR. Let me quote him. He says, we care. We want to get to the bottom of it. Okay. In the meanwhile, these teams are going to lose a spot at the championship. These little fires are going to cost these teams maybe 10, 15, 20 million dollars. Because what if Kevin Harvick gets knocked out of the championship? Once again, here's my issue. You're with the championship now, right? Now you're with the championship. You know, at first it's like, hey, it's a new car. We're all involved. The car's definitely leveled the playing field. And I know that these are growing pains. But, I listened to Harvick's interview. You all know what I know. I'm just breaking it down because I know everybody in the industry. And that's why I was able to explain it perfectly to you. Everybody comes to this page because I know everybody and they tell me everything. So I told you what's wrong with the car. I told you the teams can fix it. It's just that stupid ass ego. It has to be NASCAR's idea. So I'll be very clear again. The teams have already told NASCAR, look, let us coat this Kevlar with this spray on, and this won't happen no more. And NASCAR is like, listen, I know everybody at NASCAR. Scott Miller's a good guy, love him to death. But guys, listen. You got to approve this quick. You can't go to the next race and have another car catch on fire and knock another driver. Listen, it's already happened. What happens if, our most popular driver catches on fire? The car. What happens if Chase Elliott's car catches on fire? Could you imagine if Dale Earnhardt Jr. was racing right now and his car caught on fire? If your driver's car don't catch on fire, it's all okay. But when your driver's car catches on fire, then we got an issue. So right now, NASCAR's got an issue. They got to stop it with the ego thing. Remember, I don't work for anybody anymore, and I'm not a mean guy. I just call it out. Got to get your head out of your ass and quit making it be your ideal. Listen, these engineers on these teams are as smart as NASCAR's engineers, okay? They just are. Just because you design a car don't mean your engineers know what the hell's going on. So, listen, I know because I'm friends with everybody. I broke it down. I explained it to you. Let these teams spray the coating on the Kevlar, and let's quit these cars catching on fire. All right, then. That's it. My opinion is just that. So to break it down, here's my opinion. Quote, NASCAR needs to let their ego go and let these teams spray the Kevlar so these cars quit catching on fire. The end. / Kenny Wallace. All right, everybody. I love you. Until next time, we'll talk later.